Yo, what up, everybody? It's your boy Jamaican Me back at it again. Today I'm reviewing one of my favorite albums, probably my top 10 albums of all time, and that is Malibu by Paak. Now, the cover alone represents this album perfectly. It's a clash between his soulful upbringing in the playing drums and piano in church to the crashing waves of the fame in LA and how it changes your style and how it changes you. And you can see based off the color theory alone, it's going to be a very soulful album, and it is. Starts off track one, The Bird. Great intro, just heavy on the drums. It's not even very heavy on the drums. It's just the drums are very prevalent and they flow so beautifully into the sounds, and it adds brass sections and they just flow so the phonics of it flows so well between the headphones. It's truly great. And then we move on to one of the most popular songs off this album, Heart Don't Stand a Chance. And this is really where Paak flexes his ability to sing with a soulful tone. When he's getting in that chorus and he's like, "Your heart don't stand a chance, knees," banging. It's always banging. I re-listened to this today because I'm on vacation, obviously, and this is a classic album to listen to when you're on vacation. It has the perfect vibe to go to the beach, just chill out, and that song captures it perfectly. The Water's just a solid song all around, pushes us forward to the next song, but on its own, I'm not the hugest fan. I wouldn't just listen to the Waters because, especially because right after that we have the greatest song by Paak, or the greatest two songs, The Season slash Carry Me. He recounts stories of his youth. There's great storytelling in it all the way through, and it's just a really enjoyable song. And then we get to Put Me Through, which is more upbeat, and there's great guitar solos on that one. Very impressive song. Great mix between the talents. Like, you don't want one part of the band to overshadow the other, but the guitar player for it just shines in that song. But then in the other songs he sits back. It's why this album works so well. Then we get to Am I Wrong featuring Schoolboy Q. Not the biggest Schoolboy Q fan, if I'm being honest, but this song, again, solid. It's one of the more popular ones on here. Not my favorite. Again, it's like The Waters, where it's a good song. I'm not gonna listen to that one off this album. If I only get to pick like two or three off this album, that's not gonna be it. Then we get to Without You. Without You, sometimes that song hits. If you know, you know. If you're listening to this album all the way through, you might not even realize that that song's over. Sometimes it just skims by along the journey of the album, and then you realize you go back to that song one day because you're like, man, I'm getting kind of spent listening to all these songs a million times. Let me try this one out. You listen to Without You, oh, dude, it hits hard. Rhapsody, great part on that one. Parking Lot, I like Parking Lot a lot. Now, that one again, it's different people are showcasing their abilities throughout that one, and it really comes together. And again, the vocals by Paak, that's really the highlight of this entire album. Is every single track has great vocals and great production and great drums and great guitar and great bass and great everything, great orchestration even. Then we get to Lightweight featuring the Free Nationals. They actually helped with a couple of these songs. I know that they did. One of the members was the guitar player in Put Me Through, but they really showcase their ability here. And I know I'm saying that a lot because this is a great album. There's not one moment of this album where it falls flat, really. There's parts you might be like, okay, I'd prefer to be on another song, but you're not going to be upset because it's still great music. Then we move on to Room in Here. Room in Here featuring The Game. I was listening to this one when I got onto the beach today. Not my favorite song by The Game, not my favorite by Paak. I'd much prefer shoot, what's it called? Oh my god. Coming up, I was confused. My mama kissing a girl. Hate It or Love It, featuring 50 Cent. That's my favorite song by The Game, but his feature here, it's solid. It's not bad, but it's solid. Then we get to Waterfall Interlude. It's an interlude, like I said with my Vibras de Noche album review. It's hard to rate interludes outside of working with the album as a whole production. And as I've been stating, this album is great production all the way through. So not much to talk about there. we get to Your Prime. Your Prime's a pretty forgettable song off this album, if I'm being honest. I've probably listened to this album 30 times, and Your Prime's never really one that I'm like, man, I can't wait for that one to show up. Be- because Come Down's right after that, and Come Down's a more solid track, in my opinion. I, I just like the way that that one blends all the elements of the music together. Silicon Valley again. That one's like your prime. I feel like those two that are sandwiching Come Down really get overshadowed by the popularity of Come Down and how it overshadows them. Then we get to Celebrate. Celebrate's a really fun song to kind of end it out. Well, it's not the final track, but it's the penultimate track. So Celebrate. It's hard to even define. It's just really happy. It's really upbeat. It really looks like the top half of the album cover, where it's all sunny and sunshine, but it's all the sun's also setting, and it's just nice and smooth, but it's so fun at the same time. And then we get to The Dreamer featuring Talib Kweli. Talib Kweli, great rapper, great MC, all the way around. If you haven't listened to his stuff, I I'm gonna review Liberation 2 because that album dropped last year and that got snubbed for so many awards. He's a great artist, and along with Anderson Paak, they just made great music. This album's very solid. I would easily give this a 9.5 out of 10, only because there is some tracks that are slightly forgettable, and that even if I re-listen to them, they don't get stuck in my head like the other ones do. They don't mess up the flow, but I feel like they could either be shortened or removed, and it wouldn't really change the mood of the album. Anyway, that's my album review for today. Have a good one. Like and subscribe if you like this, and if you want me to keep going. If you have any suggestions for what I should review, let me know. I listen to a ton of albums every day. I just re-listened to three of my favorites today, and I'm just a big music guy. So let me know. Have a good one. Bye.